This is video completion notes for store number 1626 for Mr. Howell. We come here yesterday, started the kitchen. We had a little bit of issue with the color, but we have the color figured out. They're going to accept these cabinets as they are and talk to Lowe's later on. We are decided to go with knobs on those two doors and these two doors because the 5-inch handles are just too tall for those doors. So they're not here, and we're actually missing a handle right there. As far as the design and layout, there was no major issues besides, of course, the color problem yesterday. I do want to point out the fact that the sink cabinet is off center. There's nothing I could have done about that. I actually had this cabinet further that way to where, as far as the refrigerator would go, all the way up against the tile, and to make it closer, and the customer asked me to take this and move it that way so his refrigerator door can open up without hitting the wall, or at least all the way resting against the wall. So that shoved it a little bit further off center, but that's talk to the customer about it. He understands the way it is. So, like I said, there was nothing else we could have done. The end panel, that was a tannish color end panel. Wasn't the right color at all when it got here. We originally discussed a skin on the outside, but I really don't think we need one. It's behind the refrigerator. It'll never be seen. We can discuss that with the customer later on. If he decides that he does want a skin, we'll have to get one and come back on another work order. But we swapped out the 642, cut it an inch wide, and fastened it to the front of that panel. The opening is 24 inches. I have a cleat there, a cleat up there, and a cleat down here. As far as the sink base cutouts, you had to cut a rectangle around that with the T-valve right there. A standard hole on this one and a standard hole on that one, and there's a plug for the disposal. There's a refrigerator water line that goes through the cabinets. It was connected when I got here. I disconnected it, and whoever hooks up the sink will have to reconnect that. But other than that, as far as the installation of the cabinets went fine. There's no problems with the refrigerator cabinet. Did a little capital cut around the valance. Looks okay. Fastened a piece of filler to the face of that to make our cut. But the miters, everything looks good. Puttied all the nail holes. All the doors are adjusted. This job is 100% complete. And this side of the room, you have your standard 30-inch cabinet over here, 24, and then a 30 for the microwave. I do want to make a note of this wire. This is for the microwave. There's not enough room to bring it up inside the cabinet up here. He's going to have an electrician later on cut a box out right there and then fish a wire down. So they'll have to do that later on. The stove opening looks good. It's about 30 and about 5/8 of an inch opening. Give you plenty of room for a little bit of overhang on each side of the stove. Got your scribe molding, toe kick, and quarter round. And your crown molding that goes around the top. You can see there's a pretty good dip in the soffit area. But overall, the crown molding looks good. Again, this job completion notes for store number 1626, Mr. Howell.